Love it. Ooh, still going. Oh, can you hear me? That's good. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, before I get into the, my thoughts on the match, I mean, yeah, this is the last regular season stream, and yeah, we thank every one of you for joining us all season long.
All right, sound is back.
Yeah, you guys are legends for joining us on these post-match live reactions. And yeah, if you haven't already, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So yeah, we love you. We want to get there, and yeah, help us out. But also, we have a Patreon, and yeah, definitely, we have some fun new tiers. So get in there. Some really awesome things are happening, and gearing up for the playoffs, and also the new season for next year as well. So, but yeah, this match. Yeah, we played a really good first half, like a really, really good first half. Unfortunately, we're just so leaky at the back. We just continue to be one of those teams that cannot keep the ball from the back of the nets. And yeah, man, if only we didn't have to play defense, right? Because it's one of those, like, Yorgos Sakomakis with a brace in the first half, like really well taken goals, but man, like we just Lucho Costa has our number. He just, whatever it is, he's got the key code to our house. He comes in, he drinks our beer, he eats our food, sleeps in our bed. It's just, dog, like, go away.
Lives in our minds, rent free.
Yeah, like, man, if I don't have to see Lucho Acosta ever again, man, I'd be so ecstatic, because he just ruins our days. And yeah, that big elephant that you're referring to in the room, it's a really bad couple of yellows from Thiago Almada. Like, essentially, yeah, I mean, what has happened there is, because of those two yellows, because of the structure of how they're doing it, he will miss the first playoff match. That is huge, especially because of our opponent, who, I think if you watch the podcast, if you watched us on Scarves and Spikes, it's not the opponent that we want to face. Like, Columbus Crew, they weren't the team that we were supposed to face in a sense going into this game. It was supposed to be Philadelphia Union, but Philadelphia
Philly.
Union, it's just what they do.
We
They
wanted
just
the
choke.
609. Yeah.
Yeah, like Philly just does what they do.
We wanted the
So-
856. We wanted the 609. It sucks that we can't get them.
Yeah, you're just saying numbers that I don't even understand.
These are
but-
area codes
Yeah.
in the South Jersey,
I get it.
Philadelphia area.
I mean, I get it, but it's I don't know. I mean, you live there, so I get it. But
A long time ago, but yes.
yeah. But man, like that's Columbus Crew. This is as tough of an assignment as it's gonna get. Just because it's so fresh. Like we played them at the men's and they bossed us around. They had their way with us a little bit, pretty much. We were able to get the draw, but
We were lucky to get a draw.
exactly, it was not comfortable. It was not a. It was an unsettling type of match, and for this one,
Versus this
I mean, I
match.
think-
Big
yeah,
difference.
exactly. Yeah, a big difference, and I think, man, on the road, like if we can play like this and shore up a few things, that's the issue. Is the shoring up a few things, because on defense we have some players that are still learning their craft. There's that, and yeah, I mean you have I mean it's a whole different game state essentially. That second half, we were battered. It was, just a match that it's that cliche of tale of two halves.
Yeah.
But I mean, luckily we were able to keep them off the score sheet, and I mean, it very well could have been a different sort of ending, really. And man, luckily, in some senses, we were able to hold strong. Some of the subs were actually quite good from Gonzalo Pinedo, so in a lot of senses, it was a good playoff test for not only us but also FC Cincy.
It was the best playoff test one could hope for going into decision day and coming into the playoffs. We tied away the best team far and away in MLS. I mean, that you literally, outside of beating the best team in MLS, which is a far cry of really anyone could ask for at this point in time, it is the best thing you could pretty much ask for. I'm just so I got cut off in the beginning because when I was on Scarves and Spikes, my primary mic transferred to a different microphone, and I never switched it back when I came on here. So that's fun that computers decide which mic that you want to talk on, even though you have already stipulated which mic is the default one.
Hey,
but
AI,
it is
man.
what it is. It is what it is. It knows better than
Gotta
me,
mind
I'm
with them.
sure. And Skynet tells me that I needed to use my webcam mic instead of my $150 mic that I've actually paid real money for. So it's interesting that happens. So anyway, so man, overall for me, this game, amazing result for what it is in terms of what's on the score sheet. 2-2 draw away for Cincinnati that's something anyone would want for in the entire MLS. People would die for a tie away at the league leader. I mean, that's almost everyone is going to earmark that game on their calendar for probably a loss away. But hey, we got a result out of it. Not that it really matters for our standings or anything like that so much. However, it matters in terms of psychology and our confidence. That gave us something. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the beginning of this game, we came out like we were playing home, and we dominated them. They were afraid. They were on the back heel. We were playing them on such a high level that, we were doing the thing that I was talking about in multiple episodes before, where the attack is coming from every direction, from every player. There's a dagger in every hand. You don't know where it's coming from. The other Cincinnati was flabbergasted, and it was amazing to watch. I was like, this is a team that can do damage in the playoffs, especially if you can handle this kind of thing. I mean, typically we've done this at home. We did this away this time. That was very impressive. Unfortunately, Cincinnati did what Cincinnati does. They found their way back into the game, similar to how they found their way back when they played us at home and ended up winning that game. However, hopefully, our efforts awarded us with a draw that kind of indicates we've improved a bit since then, and we can handle ourselves at a higher level. If we can go toe-to-toe with the league leaders in their home, that's a very good sign going into the playoffs. Yeah, I know some people say we didn't win. That's okay. That's okay if that's the case. I mean, yeah, we're not like imagine we go to the cup final, because Cincinnati's a cup finalist in my opinion. They could very well be in the cup final. And if that's the case, we meet them there and something like that. It's not going to be the case because it's going to be a conference final at the most. But like if we meet them in the conference final, that might go to penalties. We have a shot there, even though we're not great at penalties. But like if we get the best team in the league to penalties, that's a good freaking team. Because let's be real, the Western Conference ain't showing up. They ain't winning the cup this year. I just don't think they are.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of expectations that can be subverted. But yeah, largely probably from the, points totals and all that. Yeah, the West definitely, they look a lot weaker. So, on paper, it probably is the case. And on paper, yeah, FC Cincy, they're the ones to beat for sure, as Supporter Shield winners often are. But we found out a lot of times that, yeah, Supporter Shield winners don't always dictate the winner of the MLS Cup. And, that's good. I think it, lends them more parity, which is good. But, yeah, I mean, they also look like they had answers for everything as well. So it also is, yeah, that playoff test that we understand that, this type of team, so good on so many facets of the game, like we were able to, like you said, go toe-to-toe with them. I think it's really good. And I think it's that. We have now about 25 minutes, 35 minutes maybe, of some data on how to play without Thiago Almada. It ain't great, but we have some data. So, we'll have to figure out how to do that without, with all 11 players. It'll be very interesting what the lineup will look like for the first match. But, yeah, the fitness of some of the players as well. Giacomakis, who pretty much got red carded in a sense of in terms of that foul. But it wasn't a red card. It was just the yellow somehow when it was studs up into the back of the ankle.
Studs up. And, that should be an immediate red.
Yep.
Matt
exactly.
Miazga, that's the kind of guy who that happens to fairly often. I mean, he's a rash challenger. He makes rash challenges. It's to me, it's no, there's no equivocation there. I mean, the guy, it's a sliding late tackle with studs up that could have possibly injured our star player. That is literally like the definition of a straight red. What more do you want? It's just, tell me, what more?
Didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
Wasn't close to the ball.
Wasn't making a play on the ball.
Tackle from behind.
Tried to go right through the player. I don't know what more what is the definition? I feel like Jim Curtin right now, where I'm like, I don't know what a handball is anymore. I feel like I don't know what a red card, what merits a red card anymore.
Yeah. And it's that. It's Giacomakis hobbling off, pissed. He didn't even realize he was subbed off. I mean, maybe. Probably feigning a little bit to waste some time. But
gamemanship a bit.
Yep. But either way, he was not happy. He was telling off the ref because he thought it was a red. And I think he's got a very good case. Like we were all miffed for him because that's not that's not consistent. You know, it's like yes, Thiago Almada, he got a couple of yellows for some really stupid challenges. Not even challenges. It's just like
I mean, the first one was pretty stupid soft, and the second one, I mean, yeah, but
yeah,
the first
not
one, I'm like,
not even where the ball is. Yeah,
I don't know why the first one was honestly a yellow. I mean, like it was a late trip.
He's
guess
stopping play from continuing.
They thought it was a tactical yellow, and I'm like, I just don't see it like that. I feel like, honestly, I thought it was just like a silly little, like, put his foot out and he's a little bit late, and then it was like an afterthought. I don't think like he went like I'm gonna trip him to screw up the play. He's just like I just faulted my foot in this way. I don't know. Obviously, intention. This is not criminal investigation. Intention is not implied in here or investigated, so it's whatever. It's just looking at the action alone. So I get it, but like it's frustrating,
Let's not even talk about intention today.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. I mean, we can get into it, but that's a different topic.
If you watch EPL today, then you know. With the specifically the Chelsea Arsenal game.
Yeah, but anyway, by the way, Mark is here. He's just chilling on the couch.
Mark is in the house.
What up, y'all?
So, if you hear some laughing, that's what. But yeah, I mean, God, like the reffing, we don't want to complain about it, but like it's just time after time, it just nonsensical stuff. I don't get it. Like, there's just it's upsetting. It's just like because there's not even protection of players at this point. Like at this point, players are actually getting injured. And then meanwhile, yes, some petulance was had consequence, but like these things aren't equitable.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You have two little baby challenges, like stupid petty shit that Thiago commits. That okay, they're fouls or whatever, and that maybe one of them rises to the level of yellow. Especially like one was a little cynical. I'll give you that, and that's fine. But like the first one to merit that to be a red, and then Yako's like coming in and just blasting him with stuff and that's not a red, or it's not even like some I don't know, not even a VAR review. Like that. I mean, the inconsistency there is that's what grinds my gears a bit.
Yep.
That's insane.
It's probably some benefit of the doubt, because they're supporters winners, blah, blah, blah.
Benefit of the doubt? What do you mean, benefit of the doubt?
I know. Well, in that sense of a team that, because they are the league leaders, they've gotten some calls, obviously, and.
So you're alluding to conspiracy, is what you're saying.
Hey, is it unfounded?
I'll leave it up to everyone in the chat and people who watch this video, in propriety to weigh in and say what they think. But I mean, I'm not going to allude to conspiracy to make my points. I'll just say that's just it's just ridiculous. I think it's a miscall. I'll say I just think it's miscalls.
Yeah, and it could just be miscalls. Who knows? Hopefully it is. But he
is a bad ref. We know this guy is not that great. Like there's like a handful of refs I like, there's a handful of refs I don't like. This guy consistently kind of makes some strange calls. Overall, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like reffing kind of goes one way or another. In this one, I feel like it just didn't go our way. I mean, and it's weird that you see a lot of games where that seems to be the balance, right? It's like, you harken back to very recently the Philadelphia game where it's like that reffing, Mr. Hairy Arms, could have literally been the difference of the game. And in this game, you see something, not something as game defining, but still, I mean, very damaging for us. So it is what it is. I would like to see what a lot of people's opinions are about it, and we'll go from there.
Let's see it. What are the people saying in the chat?
Yeah, we'll give them a second to digest that because there's a little bit of a delay. Alex says Miyaga was disgusting on the challenge. I agree. Elliot Beeman says he has an Eastern team winning the cup this year. He also says the ref frustrated me in this game. Alex says first Thiago Almada challenge I don't think even made contact. Again, to think that that's a yellow, because like again for me in the mind's eye of the ref, he's saying, oh, it's a tactical challenge to break up a play that's transitioning to the attack for the other team, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that happens all the time, that makes sense. However, I just think he diagnosed it wrong. I don't think it was a tactical challenge. I think it was a misplaced foot. The guy feels a little bit of contact and just does whatever this, like, does the Superman along the grass. It's like what's the the little kids, you put water on it, the slip and slide. I feel like he just did like a little bit of a slip and slide there. That's a yellow. I mean, come on. The guy, if he just I feel like if that was me, if I was a professional soccer player, I would just be like, okay, yeah, I got tipped up a little bit, my back foot, tiny little touch. I'm gonna bring it up and just try and keep up so I can progress the play some more, because we're on the attack. We're catching the other team, in a vulnerable position. I don't know. It's just weird that that little, I don't know, that doesn't rise to the level of a yellow card for me, honestly. But yeah.
And I think we're in agreement. I mean, that's for damn sure. Because yeah, but I think it's a whole Mike Dean protection thing of fellow refs that I'm alluding to. That yeah, it's rampant. It happens, and sometimes the on call or on the field call is just preserved because they don't want to show up anybody, or also show the infallibility, and it's problematic. I mean,
yeah, what is VAR if not a corrective tool in order to mitigate issues like this? If you don't call upon it, it's never. But I get you're trying to preserve the respectability and the accountability of the refs, but it's just.
Yep. It absolutely should have been looked at as a red card, but that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's unfortunately, I think that the crux of it now is that we are facing a Columbus Crew
the Crew
that is very, very dangerous, very very scary, especially the last performance at our house. We'll get into more of it in our playoff stream next week. But
there's a lot of you watching this live stream right now. If none of you are afraid of Columbus Crew, you should be. This team is like a sleeper. This is something you need to pay attention to. These guys are not messing around. This is a team designed to win a cup. Believe it or not, they are. Nashville is similar. They can be a bit of an issue too. Orlando I don't think is. Cincinnati I don't think is. These teams can rise or fall randomly, and they can have off games. I some of these teams, specifically Columbus, their system, it really benefits stingy play, the ability to just build and take advantage of things in such a way that your team is just stifled, completely smothered. I mean, we saw it in our own home, which nobody does. Let me remind you of this. Nobody does this. This is unheard of, where a team comes in the Mercedes-Benz and can just outperform us almost for the first half. Obviously, it was way more in the balance of Columbus, which is just ridiculous. And it came to be around 50-50 towards the end of the game because we came back into it after a while. because we're at home. That's what it should be. It shouldn't even have gotten to that point. We should have been leading the whole time in possession and dominating from then on, but we just couldn't. A team that can control a game like that in such a hostile environment, that's something you need to look out for. That's a dangerous team. Most teams, they come here, they sit back, try to hit us on a counter. We've been vulnerable in those regards sometimes. But we've also been able to hurt them because they sit back. Columbus didn't sit back. That is scary. We're going at them in the playoffs. I really hated to be the first team to go at them in the playoffs. And that's going to take, just looking at the coaching staff alone. For Nancy, everyone talks about how he's such a tactical genius. Even Gonzo said he got out-coached by him in the game. So there's going to have to be some workarounds, some back to the drawing boards for Gonzo and the team to figure out this Columbus Crew team, because it just wasn't good enough, and they can tie us at home. That's like us tying Cincinnati at their home with a red guard. Like, they're not going to be happy with that. They're going to see that as an L, and we're going to see it as a W. Columbus saw this as a W too, even though they were like, well, we should have won. We controlled the game the whole time. Should have won, sure, but like, they're going to be happy always tying or winning away. It's so frustrating that we're going to have to go up against a team that already has us pretty much figured out. We have to change something, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, because I don't think we really played all that different in this match to a degree. Would have thought maybe we played a little bit more, would have to play a little bit more pragmatically. But I think the crux of it with playing them is that I don't know if we match up well. Basically, okay. First off, Columbus Crew, 2017, obviously we played them. We got into the penalty shootout.
You're bringing up some very painful memories, AJ.
It's painful. But yeah, I think it's necessary because it's this. Like, we have not won a penalty shootout, for one, in the playoffs or ever.
Or ever.
Any iteration. But, yeah, so, that hurts. And that's with our best ever coach, right? Tata Martino, who, it's like, he, in that match, took off pretty much all our penalty takers before we got into, extra time and the penalty shootout. It was odd, perplexing. But as well, you also have, the record against them recently, which I would say it's the Darlington Nagbe era. And, it's just dangerous. He just makes this team so good and so hard to play against.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have Cucho Hernandez, who, might win Golden Boot. You also have...
Is he threatening? No.
I think he's in there. He's in.
Luongo just straight up win it tonight, right?
I think he won it tonight. Yeah, you're right. But he's in the conversation for Golden Boot.
Yeah, he's top 5. Yeah, 100%.
Very, very good striker. You also have...
He's not a very good striker, though. Just say that.
Oh.
And we are the only one who can say that we have a very good striker.
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't equate to goals, really. Unfortunately, but
we got to take some accolades where we get them, okay?
Yeah. But they also have Diego Rossi. They also have Julian Gressel. Like, the rest of that team, it's just dangerous, and it's concerning. But again, we'll get into that in our playoff preview. But yeah, this match against FC Cincy, it showed some frailties in our defense, in our midfield again. And Caleb Wiley unfortunately got beat to a header by Lucho Acosta. Yes, this is an 18-year-old kid, so he's still learning his trade, his craft. He still has some positioning and switching off that he can sort out. Like, he's still a fantastic player.
Yeah.
For his age.
It's gonna happen sometimes, of course. But man, like that was rough to see. It was clearly just a veteran player outfoxing a younger, more naive, younger kid.
That was ball watching.
It is what it is.
Like
How do you let a 5 foot whatever? What is Lucio Acosta's height? Can someone in the chat tell me? I'm gonna Google it because this is
5'3", 5'4".
Lucio Acosta.
Yeah.
I need to get the actual raw data. Where is it?
Right.
How hot?
He's
how
about
tall
as
is he?
tall as my mom.
He's
probably.
5'3".
5'3".
5'3".
Yep. So it's that. I mean, like, a player ghosts into space because, we were ball watching. And, I mean, it's just too many times, like, we switch off. It just happens time and time again. But let's bring on Drew, who's in the chat here with a new trim, yeah. Looking good.
I need to change his name from Gavin real quick so Gavin doesn't get upset. Hold on one second.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Or, any mistaken identities with with Adam becoming me.
That's right, yeah. So, Drew, what are you drinking tonight? What do you got there?
Old Smoky Moonshine.
I think, was that last time
moonshine.
too?
No, that was Crown Royal.
That's right,
okay.
the Crown. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, we
Welcome.
courtesy of Michael, we have some mead.
Ooh.
Some
We got
Danish
Viking,
mead, so
Viking
salud.
blood.
Viking blood.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, blood. Yeah, just adding. By the way, the Scandies don't roll their R's in the future. AJ, if you just want to just take that note real quick.
Appreciate that.
Brood. They don't. Yeah, it's not something they do.
But anyway, Drew, let's have your thoughts.
We killed them in the first half, and then Almada takes a dumb yellow to get a second yellow.
Was it a yellow? The first yellow? Was it a yellow to you?
I don't think so. But you can't get the problem is you can't make it a question whether it's a yellow or not. That's
especially with
the
a
issue.
literal trash ref like. I'm sorry to say it, but like it's this guy has a history of getting calls wrong. So
yeah, exactly, and it's just.
And to be fair, I have selected there are other refs in MLS that I do not think are. They make these kind of incorrect calls. I don't think I'm not saying like a lot of people will say like MLS reffing, like pro ref, there's all trash. That's not true. A lot of refs have good times sometimes, but there are some refs that are better than others more so. And so, but I think this one just kind of makes more mistakes than others. I mean, there's not that many, so it's like you have a handful to compare them to, so it's like their differences kind of stand out more so. This one, yeah, he makes mistakes sometimes, and sometimes it falls on your team, is what it is. So you just hope that when he goes and makes a silly mistake, it's not on your team. But today it was that. So.
Yeah, it just Yako looks like he's back to his earlier form, getting the 2 goals, and honestly getting the goal on international break probably helped get him back in that mindset. I was like, okay, going into the playoffs here, this is a good look. This is, even if we come out of here with a tie or anything like that, it will be good. We gave Cincy a good fight, and then Almada missing game 1 of the playoffs is going to be a tough blow for us.
It's gonna sting a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is why we brought in the players we did, and we hope that we can use them to fill in different roles. From how they sounded when they were brought in, they sounded versatile and maybe able to play in a 10 position. So we'll see.
Do you think we remain in the same formation and we have someone replace Thiago's position, or do you think that we change formation?
It's a tough call because I know we were playing earlier with the 3-5, 3-5-2 of some sort, or like a 3-4-3 of some kind at the midpoint of this season.
Yeah, we had a 5 in the back in the midpoint. Yeah.
And then I could see Pineda going with that, or keeping with the same and putting somebody like Silva or Saba in that 10 position, or even who did we just sign again? I can't even remember his name.
Jamal Tiari?
No, we just extended his contract. I can't remember his name.
We just extended his contract. I don't know.
Nick Firmino.
Yeah.
Oh, Firmino next season. So next season.
Yeah.
Because he can't
really
play this season. He can't play.
He can't play this season. Okay, so I was gonna say, because that would be an interesting shout. He's kind of been the look to fill in Almada's position when Almada leaves. So, but if that's not an issue or an option, Saba or Silva, I could see filling that role fine. Now we'll probably have to change on how we play tactically, probably bunker a lot more, because we won't have the same control as we usually do. Almada does a lot of work controlling the midfield, controlling the pace of the game, just picking up the ball and holding it for just a split second longer.
And just finding the pass and connecting lines.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how this continues. I'm interested to see how Pineda works this out.
Me too. It is the question going into the playoffs now. It is the thing on everyone's mind. This is what everyone's gonna be talking about. We need I wish we could have the answer and just be like, here's what's gonna happen, but because everyone's gonna be this is unsettling.
In a sense, I mean, it maybe doesn't help top tactically in a sense, but the fact is the Columbus Crew will also be having the same questions. They will be wondering, okay, how are we going to have to figure out this team without Thiago Almada? I mean, albeit that isn't a lot easier of a task, but I think it bodes.
It's not like we're going to offer them much more in terms of unpredictability without Thiago. Thiago was the one who could offer unpredictability. If we have another player fill in a role that is similar to what Thiago is doing, it's going to be easy to kind of handle us. If we deviate from that, though, that's where I think, like what AJ was saying, we could perhaps surprise them a bit by doing just Yako all the way at the top, everyone back, and see what happens.
Honestly, a 4-2-2 wouldn't surprise me, like a diamond 4-4-2. And you play Tiari and Yako up top. It's an interesting look.
The double striker formation, that's something. I don't know.
I wonder though.
Yeah, we've kind of used it a little bit.
I wonder if both strikers can stay on the pitch, because both of them are walking yellow cards, and I
never thought I'd have in my striker at LGP, the ghost of LGP possessing them. It's amazing.
Right.
Tiari, that yellow, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like the stiff arm is bold. It's a bold move. Don't know why he needed to do that, but he did it.
Hey, guess what, AJ? And, if we tied that game because of the stiff arm, I'm taking it. If that's what it took, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I don't think that's what it was. It didn't come down to that. But, hey, if he just was like, I'm going to check the goalie, and the goalie's now fucking completely on his backside, and then he has no idea, where to distribute and stuff and he makes mistakes that doesn't lead to a goal. I'm like, okay. But I mean, that's not a winning strategy. That's not how you
It's
win
not.
games. That's
No.
not a good
Yep.
idea in terms of getting
Yep.
cards. So perhaps we don't do that. But in this game, if that's
Right.
if that's what gave us the draw, I mean,
Yeah, generally, I mean, there are the exceptions, of course, but generally going down to nine men.
it's a very Philadelphia strategy. It's very
Yep.
Philadelphia strategy, and apparently Philadelphia strategy works in the MLS. So apparently Jamal read the tape and went, you know what? We're gonna do some check-in tonight, and we'll see what happens. It's a bit of a Broad Street bully over here, and I like it.
No, I mean it's that. Yeah, we took some took some notes on shit housing, but Bragusan, consummate, experienced,
Time
veteran
waster.
presence. Yes, time waster. With his time at Villa, I mean, other clubs as well, knowing that all the points are super important, and he knows what to do. He knows what to do to waste time, and so I'm here for that. But now we have a different type of assignment in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean this match as well. For you, Drew. What were some of the biggest takeaways in the sense of positives that we can take going into the playoffs?
Our offense is still clicking on all cylinders. Yako's starting to get back into it. That was a big thing. And then we can bunker if we need to. I saw a lot of great defensive work in that final 30-40 minutes there, and it was promising to see, especially without Almada. We're probably going to have to play a different way, and being able to see us do that gave me a little bit more hope. Not much, but I feel like we might be able to squeeze out a draw away, or squeeze out a result away with a performance like that.
Yeah. I mean, if Thiago wasn't the end all be all of why we got to where we were in this game, 100%, I completely agree with that.
Oh yeah.
If he was though, then we're looking at that away result being flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be an interesting game one to see how we play, how we defend against a very strong Columbus Crew team. It's probably our worst matchup, honestly.
Yeah.
I would have taken Philly. I would have even taken Orlando, honestly, because I feel like we match up better against them. But Columbus, it's just
they just do what we do and package it and do it better for the most part.
Yes.
And that's really concerning.
Yeah, in terms of we Michael and I we had a conversation about maybe not doing the
3
in
stars.
terms of 3 stars, but
Because sometimes it's hard.
yeah, it is. But I think in this sense today, because it's also, I don't think we're gonna be it's not gonna be 5 people deep, so let's do some 3 stars.
Yeah.
all right. I can.
And you're a
give
hockey
you-
guy. You can, of course, do it.
I can give you 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Giacomakis, 2 beautiful goals. Great to see him scoring again. He looked back to his normal self. He was a lot less frustrated in this game. He looked calm and more willing to get into the attack and more willing to get onto everything that was in the box.
Yeah.
And then
Or was it the service that was just really on point for him, or is he just in the right spot now, whereas before he wasn't in the right spot?
I think it's a little column A and little column B, because
Yeah.
it seemed like he was trying almost too hard to get into the right spot and was over predicting and was out of position, And today's service was absolutely on point.
It's wild. Some days it's like they're just connecting on like a level that no other MLS team can just like handle. Like the first, like you said in the beginning of this call, the first 30 minutes or 25 or so minutes, like their passing. Let's talk about this for a second. Their passing, their chemistry, their connectivity was on an MLS Cup level. It was just, I was sitting there like mind blown, going like, they're doing this, by the way, away against the best team in the league that are not resting their starters, and they are making them look silly with their interconnecting passes, and then opening up so many opportunities. I even turned to AJ, was like, what team is this? We've seen shades of this before. We've, granted, the team is good. They can have great days. They can have on days and things like that. We've seen it before. But it's oftentimes been against very weak opponents. Specifically, but, you look at, Miami. But you also had some pretty good showings against teams like Seattle away and also Nashville at home. Granted, they were mitigating circumstances that made you think, like, maybe they're not all there. However, this game, I don't know. And you saw glimpses of it also against Philadelphia away. It's interesting. Like, that one handball, that could have turned into a goal. That changes the game state. Of course, Philly's going to score 2 or whatever goals. That's Philadelphia. A top team is going to do that to you in MLS. Cincinnati's going to do that to you in MLS. But we can score 2 to 3 as well. That makes us competitive. That's so interesting to see this against the top team. I don't know. I feel like, obviously, when Thiago was sent off with the red, this is a harbinger for bad times. And we're going to struggle with this going forward. However, for the rest of the team, and then if we have the next man up mentality, obviously we're not going to have the same quality in that position going forward, or whatever we do, with the formation change. We have a shout. I don't want anyone to get this confused. We absolutely have a shout in the playoffs. We can upset someone, including Columbus. We gave you the blueprints and the documents in this game. The proof is in the pudding, so we'll see. If we can, it's weird. It's like sometimes it's like, which Atlanta United's going to show up? Tonight, the good one showed up. Hopefully, we get that again. Columbus away in the first round of the playoffs.
Okay. That's going to be a tough matchup, but I think we've got the quality to do it. I think we've got the talent all around the field to be able to steal games from teams. Like a Columbus Crew, like a Cincinnati. We have the quality. It's just putting it on the field and making sure it actually works and is clicking on all cylinders.
Yep. It's that I don't want to pee in the Cocoa Puffs, but it also is this though.
Whoa.
We need to show that we can do this.
Please don't. By the way.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Don't fixate on the metaphor. Fixate on the fact that we need to put it together for 90 minutes, which we currently have not really done for matches in a row. And that's what you need to do in the playoffs. And also not have rash challenges that put you down a man, or I want us to be able to be, I guess, what's the word?
A complete team?
No. Well, it's more, I guess, like external factor resistant. You know what I mean?
Right. So everything that we do is enough to win the game, and if we were to lose, it's because the other team performed way above what they normally could possibly do.
Exactly. So we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't give the ball away cheaply. We don't let the refs call, change the game for us when we were up. we've had too many external things affect our game lately, and it affects the results. We need to put it together for 90 minutes, match after match, to really like show that confidence, because I don't know if we're fully there yet. I think we have our moments.
Well, Garth doesn't think we
our
are.
Yeah, and I think we have our some portions of matches that we can do this, and so it has that glimmer or glimmers of hope. But
Right.
man, that's what we have to figure out. And if we can, I mean, that's what we know. Like, this attack with, the whole team in, can do some very exciting things.
Yeah, I mean, that's like we were saying earlier. I was watching this game, other games earlier this season. When we're attacking, it's like a swarm of bees. It's all over the place. The stingers are coming from everywhere, and you don't know where it's going to come from. So your defense is scattered, and they're like kind of rushing, and they are dispersed to try and cover everything at the same time, which of course a defense cannot do. So they are running ragged, trying to do what they need to do to stop a potential attack on this side or and then all of a sudden it comes from the other one, and then boom, they're just like, wow, okay, I did my best, but we didn't know it was going to go that way. So we put our resources here, and boom, it went that way. That's what Atl Utd has been doing very well to unbalance defenses, and to just there's a guy all the way over there. Like Thiago, that's the thing. It's a little bit worrying, because Thiago is the guy who can put that cross and switch the whole focus of the play to the other side of the pitch, and then drive things from that other direction on a dime. Whereas, I mean, I without him, I don't know who can do that kind of thing. He does it regularly with ease on a dime, and I don't know if we have someone who can do that. Like, that's part of the fact that, like, we have so many guys who can just advance it and attack into the opponent's defensive third. All of those guys are dangerous, and then the idea that we can switch it really quickly in order to unbalance the defense, and then put in a cross with the other guys coming on the other side. I hope you guys are loving my hand gestures, because it's really illustrating my point right now. And I feel like that's something Thiago really is able to, like, if you don't have that ability to just immediately switch it, you can have guys just run up. The defense line will follow you. And that's whatever, because, like, maybe you can... They're going to try and offside trap you, but they're going to pretty much follow you. I mean, just look at Yorgos. They always follow him. Of course they do, because he's a prolific striker. Your wingers, they'll follow them too. But if you can get, like, earlier in this game, we saw it. I pointed it out, and AJ saw it too. Sabo was running in on the wing, going like... Because he was wide open. Because Thiago can hit that cross. I don't know, if we don't have that guy who can do that, seems like we're gonna do a little bit of the old Atl Utd, a little bit of the down the flanks, because the midfield is obviously going to be clogged up
quickly. It's going to be a big issue. Drew, does Mike sound a little like a robot for you as well, or is it?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no!
Wasn't just me then.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that's just
I'm gonna have to get a new microphone. It's just 2 times in a row now, so I'm gonna have to get a new microphone.
Yeah. Okay. But
it decided to crap out on me last week, so here we are.
Shoot.
I guess.
Either way, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good time to get Drew's final thoughts on this match.
Let's hope we can get a result in Columbus. This was a good showing for the first half. We took the game to Cincinnati, but it's just concerning not having our best player going to be on the pitch for us in game 1 of the playoffs. Now, this may help us in the end because I imagine a pissed off Thiago Almada coming back in, trying to dominate Columbus in game 2, but it's a little. Will we be in a good position at that point?
Yeah. I mean, that's to be so important. Is a lot of the first matches in a series kind of determine the series. Usually, the percentages are usually markedly towards that way. But man, I don't know. I mean, luckily, I guess it's not a single elimination. So I guess we can thank the lucky stars in that sense. That the structure is that way for the first round of the playoffs. So it's not like the most detrimental in one sense, but yeah, it doesn't make it any easier. But
It does not.
But it is. Yeah, exactly. But Drew, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts, and absolutely for being a Patreon member, and everyone else, you can also get in on these first because you are a Patreon member. So yep. But Drew, cheers. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Hope to see you guys game 2 whenever that date gets dropped.
I hope so.
Indeed. All right, man. Take it easy.
Take it. All right. So another reason to subscribe to the Patreon so I can afford a better mic, because apparently this one has crapped out on me. So it's been 2 weeks in a row where it just apparently no longer works. So
what's the chat saying?
all right, I will do my best. Oh wow, there's actually a lot of. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for so many comments. Alex says, hopefully my voice isn't too robotic. I apologize if it is. Again, next week I'll have a better mic. I'll buy a new one. This one's old. I apologize.
Or Mike, if you want, try the old engineer's trick. Just unplug it, plug it back in. I'll fill the time.
I'll give it a try real quick. It should take only a second.
Okay, cool. But I mean, Thiago Almada, man, it's just gonna be such a huge miss. And I mean, obviously he's our talisman. He is a player that's we run the game through him. And yeah, I mean, Hosetu, Muyamba, just only them two in the midfield. I'm concerned. Highly concerned. And so whoever plays in that role, if that's how we decide to do it, or if we change it up completely with maybe a different formation, I mean, they have a really tall task. So I think without being so doom and gloom, you kind of just probably have to play for some sort of result and have it all to play for at home. And that's really tough, actually, as a mindset, probably going into the first match of the playoffs. But like I said, against a very tough Columbus Crew, you kind of just have to, really kind of go for it. You kind of have to, you might be in a really bad spot already anyway, so make it a shootout. Like, I don't know if you really try to, protect too much. So, it's something that we'll see, of course, what Gonzalo Pineda does. Wilfred Nancy versus Gonzalo Pineda. I mean, those two, some of the best young head coaches in the game right now, and
hello. Okay.
We'll see. Yep.
Am I back? Am I good?
Yes, it sounds so much better.
Sounds so much better. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it actually sounds crisp and Yeah, like it's from a microphone.
Really?
Not from like robots that sound like you're in a what's the genre that sounds like robots having sex? Dubstep. Doesn't sound like you're in a dubstep song.
All right. Okay, Grandma's boy. All right.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. In the chat, just
Yeah.
saying. If you guys know that joke, that's a thing. All right. So if I'm back, I'm reading some questions now. I apologize again for apparently my mic just decided to crap out on me, and it decided tonight, or no, actually decided during the Scarves and Spikes podcast. Boy, can I never get that right. It decided just to crap out on me for whatever reason. So I'm going to get a new one, and so let's look at some of the comments real quick, because there's a bunch of them. I really want to get through them. Alex says, I'm afraid of the Crew more than I'm afraid of Cincinnati. I agree. And then, yeah, Lucho Costa's 5'3". I used to have MLS team in FIFA 20, and Lucho Costa was amazing. I imagine he probably was. LA Beaven says, at least Atlanta is top over Nashville. I mean, if that's your marker of success, then great. I don't consider that my marker of success, but I am happy that they're in the position they're in. Danta Spaghetti says, let's go Atlanta United FC. I appreciate that. Alex Wimmer says, Nick Firmino. Yes, that was the name we were trying to remember, and then he cannot play for the first team because it will only start for next year. Alex Wimmer also says, Jamal's yellow card was so unnecessary. I mean, it was cheeky, though. It's cheeky, though, wasn't it? He also says, could have easily been a red considering the ref that we had. I mean, yeah, the ref was just kind of nonsensical and crazy. But if that was a red, I would have literally, like, this would be the tone of this game would be, for my review, would be very different. I would be like, you got a red for that, and we didn't get a red for Yako's thing. I would have been livid is the word I would use. Alex also says GG dropped back at times too. Yeah, he had to. We had to really defend a lot. Alex also said, almost brought a tear to my eye. It's just a matter of which team will show up versus Columbus. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, it's this team, even like despite who we play against playoff level teams, it seems like we can be hit or miss, and that's really concerning. Like, even when we put out my ideal top 11, it doesn't guarantee us a win, and that's really concerning. Whereas like a lot of other teams, they put out their ideal 11, like especially the top 4 teams, they are probably gonna get a result, and that's really, for us, concerning. I'd really love it if our ideal 11 would give us a very, very high probability of a good result. It doesn't seem that way. It's like almost 50-50. Ellie Beam says, AI Mike getting to the choppa. I appreciate the Predator. I appreciate the Predator reference. Ellie Beam says, much better now. I appreciate it. Drew says, don't know if I should be offended by the dubstep comment. Yeah, well, I mean, that's AJ. You can direct all upset comments to AJ. You can hit him up in the Discord. He reads them all, and he cries over all of them. I have witnessed it personally. Fernandino Ronaldo says, a draw in Columbus could be good and take it to penalty kicks, and more possibility to win in penalty kicks. Yeah, I mean, we have a terrible.
We'll have to do something we've never done.
Yeah,
yep.
We have a terrible record in penalty kicks, so I'm not certain that I would take us in penalty kicks over pretty much any team. But if we get to penalty kicks, so here's the thing: if we get to penalty kicks against the team that ultimately wins the whole MLS Cup, I feel like that's fairly successful, even if it's round 1. Like, if Columbus goes and wins the whole thing, like, pretty much effortlessly, they 3-0, like, pretty much every team, but they took us to penalties, and then they win the MLS Cup, I'd be like, okay, all right. I think that's a pretty good shout for us being up in the power standings, in my opinion, even though we were out first round. It's obnoxious when you get knocked out first round by the inevitable winners of the whole thing, because they were going to beat anyone no matter what anyway. Alan Alvarado says, Columbus Crew was our first playoff team we play. They beat us. Now is revenge, and we can beat them with Saba and Gianmarcus. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's, I guess, you're talking about historical, like, overall time, I would imagine. That's what he's saying. So yeah, I mean, that would be cool if we could do that. Who knows?
Yeah, if we could exact some revenge. Oh
Yeah.
man, it'd be sweet for sure.
100%.
I mean, it is something that we have a history of doing. Small sample size, very small sample size, but yeah, Red Bulls, we were able to do that. We got that monkey off our back, and yeah, I mean, if we are able to say thank you next to them, I would be ecstatic. So
Swipe right, get him out of here.
exactly.
And then Drew says, shout out to Hernandez, who had an underrated game tonight. Yeah, I agree. I think he did pretty well. I don't think any of the goals were on him. I think those goals were on Wiley and Abram squarely. And Abram can just only do so much. I don't know what we would expect from him to do more than that. I mean, like, he is what he is. He's billed to be what he is. And he does what he does. And I think, like, that's what we expect. When a team attacks us at pace and quickly, and they hit us like with the I forget the guy who scored on, starts with a B, from Cincinnati, the guy who just like
Barrio.
Yeah, who just like rammed it in, right in front of Goose. That, I mean, yes, Abram could have done better, but he's not the type of CB, in my opinion, who would have like really stopped that play. We ended up not going for that type of CB, so you have now to reap the results of your actions of hiring a guy like that. We wanted to go more like a cerebral, attacking-minded kind of guy who goes, I'm going to figure out stuff to get things going in the midfield and then further on. Less so, I'm going to be a super athletic Miles Robinson type of defender who can just stop that stuff. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. I also think this, too, though. There is so Ronaldo Hernandez, he did have a good match, but the team defends as a unit. And, yeah, I mean, that cross came from the right side. I mean, I think at one point, yeah, you do have to look at the rest of the team as...
It started with a nutmeg on Hernandez, too. I'm not
exactly.
saying, like, he's just a terrible player now because he got nutmeg, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so there is that aspect of it that, yes, they can have a good game and still, have a bad play in the match. But yeah, it's one of those, like, yes, Brooks Lennon, I think you can see why he's the starter. There is a different dynamic when he's in the match, and but I think the subs, like I said earlier in the top of the show, were good. I think they were what was needed at the time, and Pineda made good moves to be able to preserve the result. And yeah, I think that's growth. That's something that we haven't seen all year from Pineda. But yeah, I think ultimately, if we can continue to see growth from Pineda and the coaching staff and the players, I think it's this. So if we're talking about like penalty shootouts and whatnot, like our penalty shootout, yeah, I don't think Parata should be anywhere near.
No,
the,
absolutely not.
Any of the takers of the of a penalty. But I think we have plenty of guys now that's I think in a penalty shootout be a lot more comfortable. So
Silva, yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Saba.
I mean, exactly. You look at the probably like top 5 penalty takers, and I have a lot more confidence in them probably because those top 5 probably would be Giacomakis, Almada, Saba, Silva, probably Lennon. And so it's like, okay, you know, I have more confidence that we can probably put most of those in, if not all of them, versus defenders taking penalties that aren't normally taking penalties, because some attackers are not. Let's just be frank. They don't have the balls to take them in a penalty shootout. Like, if you're an attacker, if you're not taking a penalty in a penalty shootout, like, what are you doing? Like,
Oh no, I'm listening to something that's really interesting.
Oh no, I'm not asking what are you doing. I can't see what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I can't. I only see your avatar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm asking what the players are doing, what the attackers are doing, if they are not taking a penalty in a penalty shootout. But anyway.
So interestingly enough, I just watched. So Tyler Pilgrim did a little interesting nod to Yorgos Zakamakis in his. I think he did a post game interview, and also Atlanta United posted it on their social media just now. He said, interestingly enough, very Joseph-esque. He starts out with the interview saying, "I fucking love this team," and they blurred out, they censored out the effing, and he says, "I love this team," and he's like, "You cannot count Atlanta United out from the playoffs. You can't. We just blanked the first team in the league. We couldn't let them get a good result here, and in their own house." So like that to me, like, if our earlier in this game when Thiago was sent off, Yorgos gathered the troops around him in the attacking half at least, and talked to them and said, "We need." I mean, I'm speculating obviously about what he said, but it looked like he was trying to rally the troops. He was like, "Listen, yeah, we had our guy sent off, who was kind of like the field marshal of how we instigate the attack, but we can still do this. We can figure this out. We are good enough. We can handle this." And you know what they did? They figured out a result from a very, the most difficult opponent in MLS. They figured it out. And that's excellent to me. That is excellent to me. Any other day, getting thumped 3-0 in Cincinnati is like me going, yeah, probably. I mean, that's probably what could happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Atlanta United getting thumped 3-0 away at Cincinnati? Yeah, maybe. That probably would happen. But it didn't. Because something changed. There was something different. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a little bit of a pep talk. They kept that 2-2 draw. I don't know what it was, but there was fight. We need that. You need fight in the playoffs.
Absolutely. That is.
Your screen is away
Yes,
right now because you're watching the thing I told you about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, some people are clamoring for him to be the future captain of this team. I mean, it's a decent shout, you know. I mean, obviously, yeah, will be some players that will be moved on. So, yeah, I mean, I think if he exudes enough of that, kind of, I guess, confidence that can, I guess, transfer to the rest of the players in the team, as well as, being kind of that consummate individual and locker room presence, while also being able to stay on the pitch. Hell yeah, I'm all for it. That's the question. Is his availability?
Yeah.
So because that is one of the best skills that is not often, I think, lauded. It should be one of the best abilities, is to be able to have availability.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what makes a player like Brooks Lennon, more valuable than some of the attributes that a lot of people get annoyed at. But yeah, one of his greatest strengths is that he's able to play most of the matches.
Yeah.
Like, that's that's what we're paying these players for, right? So
Absolutely.
all right, so I guess yeah, if we have some more chat things.
Did you ever upload your challenge to the drive, by the way? Just
I did, but I
right.
think they're still uploading.
They're still uploading.
I've uploaded a good number of them. I think there are.
You uploaded multiple?
Oh yeah.
Where did
it's
you?
Because Mark, yeah, he recorded
Right.
I think 7
where
videos.
are they?
They're in that folder.
What folder?
I'll text it to you.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, in the meantime, we have so like one of the forfeits I had to do was watch a song or listen to a song I don't like. So if you all want to take a second and you all want to get up on YouTube, 100 Gex Money Machine, get that lined up and primed and ready to go. You can listen to it the same time I listen to it, and you can listen to my comments about it, because this is something I don't fully understand. This is something that maybe perhaps some of you don't fully understand. Maybe you like 100 Gex, who knows? But it is what it is. So that's what I'm gonna go with, because I have no idea how to understand this type of music. So anyway, in the background will be like the filler music that we're currently still listening to. It won't be 100 Gex, don't get it confused. Obviously, we can't play 100 Gex on our YouTube channel because it'll be copyright struck. But if you go to the YouTube page, put up Money Machine, and then hit it right about when I say now, that's when I will be doing the play. So, all right, here's the video up, and I'll say we're gonna hit it right now. All right, here's my forfeit for listening to a song I don't like. This is a band and group I heard of as kind of like a meme group that never heard of before. But they're pretty weird. They're called 100 Gex. I'm going to listen to Money Machine, and I'll see if I can listen to the whole thing. I don't know, it's pretty wild. But you can follow along on your own video. Alright, I'm playing it. The voice immediately is very grating. Are these guys or girls, or they're rocking out, rockers? A lot of crazy, I'm watching the music video, a lot of crazy like light flashing and blurring and melting into different just hanging out in like not a trailer park, but like a 18-wheeler trailer park. This is like middle of America. Drinking like Monster Energy. This has some Saba energy a little bit, I think. I just can't get over the vocals. Is this like auto-tuned? Oh my goodness. How many views does this have? 19 million views uploaded 4 years ago. It's like, am I the one who's wrong? No, it couldn't be. It's the children who are wrong. Feel so clean, like a money machine.
I'm going to share my screen.
Nope.
52, 63.
And now I'm hearing out of tune guitaring.
Let's do that.
Oh my gosh. It's like anti-music. But I guess that's the point. Like an avant-garde type. And now they're just kind of weirdly walking around a bunch of 18-wheelers parked in a
That last
parking
one was
lot.
pretty close.
Yeah,
Alright, well that was
cool.
horrifying. So yeah, check
It
out
was also
100
like,
Gex if you want
I want to say it was like your second effort. One of
have
your early
ears
efforts.
bleed.
Right, yeah.
Alright, so that was the end of that. Yeah, so check out 100 Gex if you like that kind of thing. It's, I don't know, man. It's not my type of music, so that's why we picked it. I mean, to each their own. It's fine. Like, I'm not gonna say people are wrong about their music persuasions, but I'm just saying it's not for me. That's all I'm gonna say. 100 gex are not for me, and I can confidently say that. So we're gonna move on from it, and we're just probably never gonna have to do it again, and never have to worry about it again. So
until the next time.
until now, hope. God, please no. So that was just a bit of a torture. Anyway, and now, so did you get that? You got that up there?
My closest attempts seem to not be uploading. Okay. So I am just going to play. Oh wait, okay, hold up. Maybe. You know what? I think what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
And that's what we'll do.
This is a good test of my internet. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
This is testing my home internet. Let's see if it works.
Right. So let's see. Share the screen. No, that's casting. Oh wait, can we do that on this? Oh, I don't know. Shoot. Maybe not. Okay. So I'll tell you which ones to play.
Okay, which one am I playing?
Okay, so the first one is, I think 306. Nope, not that one. Are you in the folder right
now? Which folder?
I sent you the folder.
Oh, then yes, I am. Which one?
Okay, so the one that ends in 98. That one first.
9-8? Is this the good one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Well,
so
technically, so that one, and then we'll play some other ones that are closer.
Okay. Alright. So here's here we have AJ trying to do a soccer challenge. So if you remember correctly from last time we did this, AJ landed unfortunately on the very difficult forfeit of managing a soccer challenge. So he chose to do a crossbar challenge, meaning he has to hit a crossbar in his long shot. So let's see if he can do it. Here is his video, the first one at least. And this is the one he said he's the good one. So let's see if that.
This is not the good one. This is.
It's not the good one. He's caveating it now. I see.
This is the intro.
See how far he can actually get. Okay. That's not the crossbar. That's the woodwork.
That is the woodwork. All right. The other one.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's working. He's figuring out things again. That's very much not the crossbar.
Still not the crossbar.
All right. Well, that's an introduction.
Yep.
To what he's doing.
6'3" is the other one.
Okay. Let me grab that guy. 6'3". Is that the good one?
Spoiler.
Wait,
I don't hit the crossbar.
There's two 6'3s.
Yeah. Either one.
They're the same thing. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Another one that ends in 6'3".
Yep, gotcha. And then here we go.
Good Joker.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. His age is surrounded by little children. Let's see if we can nail the crossbar. Oh, come on. No. He just nicks it.
So close. It's
so close, but not quite good enough.
Yeah. There were a few other tries in there. I kind of ran out of time / energy. So
kind of ran out of time.
That's the soccer skills challenge there. But so about
He did his
7
best,
or-
everyone. I mean, don't be so
7 or-
negative about it. I mean, he's not that bad at soccer. He's fine. I mean, I'd like to see you guys upload your tries and see how many times you can hit a crossbar in just giving a couple, like 2 or 3 shots outside of the penalty box. I'd like to see it.
Yeah. I appreciate it. But anyway, so those are the Wheel of Forfeits.
Elliot
But,
Beaven asked any comments on the Arsenal game today. AJ, personal spokesman of Arsenal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was extremely annoyed for like 70 to 80 minutes of that match, and but then
As
of
well
course,
as you should. And then Declan
Yeah.
Rice lifted your spirits.
Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a player! 100 million well spent for sure.
100
And,
million.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah,
Oh.
to pretty much draw a level for. Let's just be real. Like, this was probably our worst played match of the season, and this was probably Chelsea's best played match of the season.
I'm gonna have a new segment on our podcast. Everyone needs to pay attention and be ready for it coming out in the next couple months. Of Glenn and from the 5 Takes and the 5 Stripes and AJ arguing Chelsea versus Arsenal exclusively on the podcast. It's gonna be an interesting time. If you like those two teams,
Boy.
look out for that because that's
Oh,
gonna
boy.
be fun
Oh, boy.
sparks flying, and we'll see how that goes. If you guys are interested to see an EPL argument match on our channel, let us know, because you know what, we have the personalities to do it. We have 2 people capable of arguing, and you know what I'm good at doing? I'm good at mediating. I'm good at saying that's a blow there, that's a hit there, let's get back to the point that we're talking about. And I'm like kind of that guy who refs the UFC matches. Let's get ready to rumble. That's boxing. It's a little different, but that's the same thing.
A little bit different. That's also was it Michael Buffett?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
The announcer guy. Anyway, either way, let's spin the Wheel of Forfeits.
Yeah, real quick, let me hit a couple of these comments, then we'll do that.
Okay.
Goose is unlucky to not get the ball first at the time. Well, yeah, it's like I want to say, like, that first goal, it was like hit at him really strong, fast, and close. So I feel like, I don't know, like when he put his hands up. I mean, here's the thing, like, what's his name? The Cincinnati goalkeeper. He got that save on Silva. That absolutely probably should have been a goal. That was an amazing shot, an amazing save, equal to it. And damn, man, 2-0. I think it was 2-0 at that point. Like, that would have kind of really dictated the game, trying to change the psychology of Cincinnati going into that. They're looking at a 2-0 deficit. Yeah, it's like 2-1. It's okay, but then we scored the third. It's like, assuming we scored the third. I mean, that's 3-2. I mean, I don't know, man. That Silva goal looked good. It looked really good. But that, he dove near post and just extended his arm all the way a little bit back to cover that space. And his palm just squarely got it. Great. Great goaltending. He's a good goaltender over there in Cincinnati. Props. Hate it that he stood on his head and gave him a result of 1 point. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Alex Wimbrick says, on the second goal, that is, I think Atlanta United is ready playing like these for the playoffs. Alan, I agree with you. It's very interesting going into this. I was not so certain going into the playoffs with how we've been performing, because we've been beaten up on lower teams. And against playoff teams, we've been shaky. Now we're only going against playoff teams, and we're going away with this kind of result. That's pretty encouraging. Elliot says, listening to it right now. I just listened to the first 20 seconds. What the fuck? Oh, they're talking about the 100 Gex stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Daft Punk is listen, Daft Punk is one of the best bands of all time, one of the best audio groups of all time. That's some French Renaissance like wonderful audio tapestry that you ears have the privilege to witness. And like, I don't know. Like, that's music to me. That's amazing. So it is what it's. So like, to say like, this is trash and this is Daft Punk, like that, you're looking at like a 100 to a 0 kind of scale rating, and that's just very different things.
But that's his opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Of course, my opinion. And AJ is also welcome to be completely wrong, but it is what it is. Drew also says, "I'm going to stick to my metal music. Keep that away from me." Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. The one she kicks thing is fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. So it is what it is, and I hope I never have to listen to it again. So, all right. Is there anything else? Oh, we're doing the wheel now. Now we have to find out new weird stuff for us. Oh man, dude, it just never stops. All right. Let me get that going now. Wow, AJ talks a little bit.
Yeah, so the Phillies Diamondbacks game is on in the background, and oh, it's already over. That's right. The highlights are Phillies won, but
look at that.
yeah, it's one of those. I still think that they'll probably bottle it at the end, in terms of they might get into the World Series or something like that.
All right, we got the wheel up, so it's AJ or me, as usual. Let's hit the spin. See where it lands. It lands on AJ. Let's go.
Was that
go.
3 weeks in a row now again?
No, I had it last time.
You had it last time. Okay, I just owed some. Yeah.
So it's restarting the streak with you.
Yeah.
Restarting the streak with you. So we have Saga Skills Challenge. Yelling, "I love Breck Shea" in public. This is a Patreon exclusive, voted upon wheel. So if you think you guys want to have your own wheel selection put up on here, please donate to the Patreon, become a member, and you can have your own slice put up on this wheel, and then we will, if it lands on it, we're gonna do it. So please, that would be fun for all of us. Let us know what you're interested in terms of making us do weird stuff in public. And it lands on... Oh, it's AJ. Has to listen. It's fun. It's fun because AJ is way more particular about music than I am. So, for me, it's physically painful. But when AJ listens to songs he doesn't like, it's philosophically painful too. His spirit is wounded, which is fun for probably you, the viewers. So it is what it is.
Hey, all right.
So yeah, he has to listen to a song that he doesn't like. Last time, if we recall, it was, what was it? Nickelback?
Nickelback, yeah. Photograph. So, yeah, this
He's
time...
He's going to dig deep now.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be that deep. It's probably gonna be like Creed or something, so... I don't even know the songs from Creed. I just know I don't like them. So, yeah.
There's one song. What is it? There's the one, really big Creed song.
It's about arms.
Is it about arms?
Yeah, it's about arms. Yeah,
Arms Wide Open?
Yeah, that one, probably.
Really?
Yeah, probably that one. We'll see.
That's holy shit, I didn't even know that was Creed. Jesus Christ.
Really? Oh, man. What do you think it was, POD or something? Or?
Dude, no, definitely not POD. Holy shit, Youth of a Nation? Definitely not. No, very different tone about that. But, yeah. Arms wide open. Yeah, that's not who I thought Creed was. But then again, Creed's very religious. It is what it is.
You went in, didn't need the song to now.
Well, for me, I needed it because I need to remember. I didn't remember it, but now I do because I blank that out. I blank out the horrors of my life. So.
I wish I did.
You're blessed with just too much of an eidetic, a totalitarian memory that just gives you everything you need at any moment. So of recall.
Oh, I wish, but I think that's just musically probably.
Yeah, that's a blessing and a curse. So
maybe. Yeah, if it were useful things, it'd be a different.
One day, maybe one day you'll have a useful power. It's interesting. It's not hitting a crossbar. I tell you that much.
It's not. Yeah, definitely not. But anyway, all right. So let's let's finish it up with some of the chat.
Yeah,
And
let's take a look real quick, see what we got. That's about it. So, alright guys, I appreciate everyone stopping by tonight. And we will see you for the at least one match of the playoffs. Hopefully Elaine and I can get further, but we will see if that's the case. Until then, adieu, and we'll see you hopefully in the next one.
yeah, so yeah, we will have a playoff stream coming up in the midweek. So yeah, with our Patreon members as guest hosts. So have a lookout for that. That will be on Wednesday. It will be live. So join us on the interwebs there. But yep. So guys, like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Good night.